श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम् परित्यज्य मौनं वटादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशं मधुस्यन्ति वाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गे नयन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते नमामः शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्र सरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारं सन्मतिप्रदं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः Om. So in the last class in Bhagavad Gita, we saw an introduction for the Vedanta Darshanam, the philosophy of Vedanta, and we saw that there are three paths that have been taken. First is Shruti Prasthana, second is Smriti Prasthana, third is Nyaya Prasthana. In any Vedanta philosophy, these three are taken, be it Advaita Vedanta or Dvaita Vedanta or Visishtadvaita Vedanta. The Acharyas of the respective Vedanta have taken texts from these paths. Shruti Prasthana means Upanishads, the end part of the Vedas, are called as Shruti Prasthana. Prasthana means path. Shruti, Vedas are called as Shruti because they are heard. People don't write Vedas. In Tamil, Vedas are called as Elda Kilavi. Marai Abdingra. Mahaperiyava tells in his Devathin Kural, Vedatta Marachu Marachu Vekkirala. Vedas are kept slightly hidden. That is why in Tamil, Vedas themselves are called as Marai. So they are not written, but they are only propagated through the Karna Parampara. Karna na ears, right? So that is why it is called as Shruti. You know, in music concerts, there will be a Shruti box. Right? There will be a Shruti box. Why is that box called as Shruti box? Because the Mridangam will stop, the Veena will stop, the violin will stop at one point. If it is a vocal concert, the vocalist also will stop. But only one instrument, the Shruti box, will be there from the start to the end. There will never be a time where Shruti stops. You know, when the guy is doing Alapana, Raga Alapana, when the Vidwan or Vidushi is doing Raga Alapana, there is no need for Mridangam. Layavadyam will stop. Only this guy, the singer and the violin guys will be doing things. The layam, he will stop. When the guy gives space, when the singer gives space for Taniyavardhanam, the Mridangam will be playing. Mridangam and Ganjira will be playing. This vocalist and violin, they will stop. But have we seen a concert where the Shruti stops playing? The Shruti will never stop playing. That is why it is called as Shruti, because it will always be heard, Shruti box. We can also learn a lesson from music concert. What is the lesson? If the music concert has to be enjoyable, because there will be several people in the music concert, right? You have Mridangam, you have violin, you have Ganjira, you have vocalist. At least these four people will be there. If all the combination of all the four have to be enjoyed, all these four people have to adjust themselves according to the Shruti box. Mridangam, he has to play to the Shruti. Violin, he has to play to the Shruti. Vocalist, even though in the vocal concert, vocalist is the king, he himself has to conform to the Shruti. If people do not confirm themselves according to the Shruti, then the concert, the classical music concert is not an enjoyable one. It will not be a pleasurable experience. In the same way, if we as humans do not confirm ourselves with the Shruti, what is the Shruti here? The Shruti is not the Shruti box, but the Shruti is the Vedas. If we as humans do not confirm ourselves with the original Shruti, that is the Vedas, then our life will not be enjoyable. Then our life will not be pleasurable. Right? That is why confirming to the Shruti is very, 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 very important. So, Shruti, the Vedas, are the primary source of knowledge. Whatever the knowledge we get, it is because of Shruti. That is why the name Vedas, Vedaha, to know, Vidwan. What is Vidwan? The knower of an art is called as Vidwan. Sangeeta Vidwan. Sangeeta Vid. He knows about Sangeet. Samayal Vidwan. We don't use this word with Samayal. But that is how it is being used. That is how it should be used. Samayal Vidwan. Shastra Vidwan. Because he knows Shastra. So Vid means to know. Vedas is knowledge. Primary source of knowledge. That is Vedas. So, Upanishads, since they are from Vedas, Upanishads are called as Shruti Prasthana, the path of Shruti. Then comes Smriti Prasthana, the path of Smriti. Smriti Smaryate, that which is remembered as Smaranam. Smaranam to remember things. So first is Shruti, and then comes the text called as Smriti texts. They are not equal to Shruti, but they are equivalent to Shruti. They are not Shruti because there is a technical difference that anybody as the follower of Sanatana Dharma should know. This is not only for Bhagavad Gita. This is the basics of our religion. There is no author for Vedas. Vedas are called as Apaurusheyaha. Purusha does not mean male, does not mean husband. Purusha means a person. Apaurusheyaha. It is not written by one person. Vedas are not composed by a person. Vedas are Apaurusheyaha. Vedas are ever present always. Okay. We, the traditionalists, we do not conform to the theory that, okay, Rig Veda is the oldest, and then came Yajurveda, and then came Samaveda, Atharvana Veda is the latest Vedic time, this much BC. It was Vedic time, as though now Vedas are not there. We never conform to that theory. According to Dharma Shastra, according to Vedas themselves, Vedas are Anantaha, Vedas are Apaurusheyaha. They are not composed by any person. But when we say Veda mantra, we say some rishis. Pranavasya Rishi Brahma, Devi Gayatri Chandaha, Paramatma Devata, Ayat Niti Animagasya Vamadeva Rishi, Panktis Chandaha. We say all these things for Veda Rishis. For Veda, this mantra, this person is the Rishi. Then what is the role of that Rishi? That Rishi is a mantra drashta. Who are rishis? They are not the author of the mantra. They are the drashta. They are the seer. S-E-E-R. In Tamil, in English books, they will be using this word called as seer. S-E-E-R. Right? What is seer? The person who does is called as doer. A person who collects, collector. A person who sees is called as seer. S-E-E-R. Seer, but it is seer. Right. So, who is Rishi? He is a seer. He sees Veda mantra because they have got some special powers. And because of their powers, they can perceive the mantra and they let the mantra out. It's like our cell phone. The cell phone signal is present everywhere. The Wi-Fi signal is present everywhere. But we as humans cannot perceive the Wi-Fi signal which is omnipresent. At least inside our house. Cannot perceive the cell phone signal which is omnipresent. In order to transact with the signal, what do we need? We need a cell phone. We need a cell phone if we want to perceive and transact with an omnipresent signal. Just because I do not have a cell phone or I do not have a computer does not mean that the signal is absent. Signal is always there. I just don't have the capacity to tap on the signal. In the same way, Vedas are omnipresent. Vedas are present everywhere at all the time, even now. Rishis, because of their spiritual progression, they have developed a receiver for the Vedic signals. I'm just giving you an analogy. Please do not think this is how they did. Okay, please don't think where the rishis, they have got a cell phone inside their body. This is just an analogy. Okay, so because of their spiritual progressiveness, advancement, these rishis, they could perceive the Vedic mantra. And those rishis who have perceived that particular Vedic mantra and given out for the benefit of humanity, he is called as the Rishi of that particular mantra. He is called as the Rishi of that particular mantra. The very famous mantra that we all use in Sandhya Vandanam. Ayatu Varada Devi Aksharam Brahma Sammitam Gayatri Chandasa Mata Idam Brahma Jushasvanaha. This mantra has been given out by the Rishi called as Vamadeva. Ayatiti Anuvagasya Vamadeva Rishi. We say. Rudram. When we say Rudram, we say Rishi Chandas Nasa. Asya Shri Rudradhyaya Prashna Mahamantrasya Aghora Rishi Anushtup Chandaha Sankarashanamurti Swarupo Yosavaditya Paramapurusha Sayesha Rudro Devata Aghora Rishi. The Rishi that has given out the mantra of Rudra is called as Aghora. He is not the author of the mantra Rudra. He is not the author of Rudram, but he has received Rudram And because of his karuna, because of his infinite compassion towards the humanity, he has given out. Just like how in cell phone, you have a receiver, which can receive the cell phone signal, and you have a speaker. On a speaker, everybody can hear. You can just imagine these two functions in a person. He has perceived the mantras, and he has also let out the mantras for the benefits of human being. So that is the primary source of knowledge. So people say Bhagavan has created Vedas. No, Bhagavan has not created Vedas. In fact, Vedas are the Uchvasa Nishvasa of Bhagavan. The breathing in and breathing out. Vedas are supposed to be the Ushvasa Nishvasa, the breathing in and breathing out of Bhagavan. If Bhagavan has created Vedas, then how would he have breathed through without the Vedas? Before he created Vedas, how would Bhagavan have breath? So, according to our dharma, Bhagavan is Anadi. Adi means with a beginning. Anadi means without a beginning. Right? Bhagavan is Anadi. Vedas are also Anadi. Vedas also do not have any beginning. We will come back to this Adi, Anadi later. I'm pretty sure you guys will have lots of questions. How can something be there without a beginning? We will discuss that in Bhagavad Gita. It is going to come later. Okay. So now, for the sake of the class's progression, we will move from Shruti to Smriti. What are Smritis? We have Vedas are the primary source of knowledge, but Vedas are very cryptic. Vedas are very cryptic. Satyam vada, dharmanchara, vadhyaya anma pramadaha. If we want to give an example, Vedas are like theory textbooks. E is equal to mc square. Vedas will tell. But how to use that equation in order to get electrical energy from nuclear energy? You need a manual. E is equal to mc square is the theory. But how will I use that equation? How will I put that equation to a good use? You need practical experience. That practical experience from the Vedic knowledge is given by another group of texts called as Itihasa, Purana, and Dharma Shastra. E is equal to mc square is given by Veda. How will I use that E is equal to mc square to get the energy, to get electrical energy, will be done by Itihasa, Purana, and Dharma Shastra. Right. Satyam Vada tells Vedas. You have to always tell the truth. But in telling the truth itself, there will be some problems. At what time you have to tell the truth? Right? At what time you have to tell the truth? There are times where you are allowed to tell false, untruth. There are times where you are allowed to lie. Where are you allowed to lie? Harishchandra, he has always spoken the truth. He is also held at very high pedestal. There was a rishi who has lied in order to protect another person. He is also held at the same position with Harishchandra. So how do you know when to tell the truth, when to lie? We learn all these things from the Itihasa, Purana, Dharma Shastra. Satyam Vada tells Vedas. Satyam Vada is like E is equal to MC square. How to use that equation in my day-to-day life is told by Itihasa, Purana, and Dharma Shastra. These three collectively are called as Smritis because they are written down, because they have an author. Ramayana is written by Valmiki Maharishi. Mahabharata is written by Vyasa Maharishi. We have another Itihasa called as Shivarahasya. It is told by Murugan, Skanda. Right. And then we have 18 Puranas. Bhagavata Purana, Padma Purana, Matsya Purana, Kurma Purana, Brahma Purana, Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Shiva Purana, Linga Purana, Narada Purana. All these are Ashtadasha Puranani. These are 18 Puranas. They are told by Rishis, authored by Rishis. And then you have Dharma Shastra, Apastamba Dharma Sutram, Bodhayana Dharma Sutram, Narada Dharma Sutram, Vasishtha Smriti, Vishwamitra Smriti. So these are practical books. They don't have theory in them. Meaning what? Their theory is from Vedas, but they derive Vedas into practical. That is why they are called as Smritis. From Smriti, so Mahabharata is a Smriti because it is written by Vyasacharya, right? And in Mahabharata we have Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So Satyam Vada Dharmanchara says Vedas. How to follow the Dharma tells Mahabharata. Tells Mahabharata, tells Bhagavad Gita. So that is Shruti Prasthana, the path of Vedas. Bhagavad Gita is called as Smriti Prasthana, the path of Smritis. Please do not think they are going to tell the opposite things. No. Vedas are the original source of knowledge. Vedas are Parama Pramana. Smritis, they will simplify Vedas and they will put Vedas into practical purpose. It's called as Smriti Prasthana. And then comes Nyaya Prasthana. Because Upanishads Vedas are not one continuous text. You know, if one person has sit down and he has written a book, it will be easy, it will be logical progression will be there in the book. Right. But 10th standard maths textbook, easier concept, the basic concept will be introduced first. And then example problems will be solved. Right. And then there will be some exercise question. So logical progression will be there in a chapter, and among the chapters, logical progression will be there. But Vedas are not written by one person, right? So the same concept, Upanishad deals about Brahman, Upanishad deals about Atma Vastu. The same concept will be told in one way in one Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. It will be told in another way in another Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. The same concept will be explained in one way in one Upanishad. It will be explained in another way in another Upanishad. So in that Upanishad, there will be logical continuity, but you cannot compare one Upanishad to another Upanishad because they are two different independent entities within double quotation. Because Guru will be different, Sishya will be different in each Upanishad. In each Upanishad, there is going to be a Guru, there is going to be a Sishya. Their conversation will be there. So depending upon the level of the Sishya, Guru will be teaching the same thing through different way. So when people read Upanishad by themselves, there will be lots of seeming contradictions, seeming under double quote. You know, it is like I take a maths textbook. There will be an example problem. In the example problem, he will say, a person has got 5 balloons. Each balloon is 1 rupee. The person has got 10 balls. Each ball is 2 rupees. What will be the total cost? So 5 balloon, each balloon is 1 rupee. 10 ball, each ball is 2 rupees. How much will be the total cost? We all would have seen this kind of problem. And then in the exercise, he will be asking, a person has got 10 balloons. Each balloon is cost 2 rupees. The person has got 15 balls. Each ball is going to cost 4 rupees. This will be an exercise problem. We don't have any problem with these two problems. We can easily understand. But a new person, he comes and then he reads the textbook. He can ask, okay, in one page, it says each balloon is 1 rupee. In another page of the same textbook, each balloon costs 2 rupees. So what is the cost of the balloon? People will ask. Right. So what will you tell? You will tell, hey, the point of the textbook is not to tell you what is the cost of the balloon. The point of the maths textbook is not to tell us what is the cost of the balloon. The point of the textbook is to teach you how to do addition. The point of the textbook is to teach you how to do addition, how to do multiplication. You should only learn those things from the textbook. So please do not go into nitty-gritty details. That is what we tell, right? In the same way, Upanishads will have these seemingly contradictory statement. I put seemingly under double quotes. The cost of one balloon is 1 rupee. The person has got 5 balloons, one place. The cost of one balloon is 2 rupees. A person has got 10 balloons, another place. So we cannot compare the cost of the balloon and then say, hey, the cost of the balloon is not told correctly in the textbook. In the same way, Upanishads, while trying to teach you Brahman, will have such statements. Will have such seemingly contradictory statements. For a new entrant, for a new person who goes to study Upanishad, these statements might confuse them. That is why Vedavyasa has taken all the Upanishads as one text. Vedavyasa has analyzed all the Upanishads. And what did he say? What did he do? He has logically ordered the Upanishad statements. He has arranged the Upanishad statements into a logical order. Athato Brahma Jignasa. What is the role of Upanishads? Why should I study Upanishad? Brahma Jignasa, because all the Upanishad tells about Brahman. What is Brahman? Janmadhyasya yataha. Brahman is responsible for Janma. Brahman is responsible for creation. Yatova imani bhuta nijayante ye najata nijivanti yat prayanti abhisambhishanti. Janmadhyasya yataha. How do you know Brahman? Shastrayo nitvat. Brahman can only be known by Shastra. Okay, but Shastra has got all these seemingly contradictory statements. Tattu samanvayaha. You have to do samanvaya of Shastra. All these are Brahma Sutra Vakyam. Athato Brahma Jajnasa. Janmadhyasya yataha. Shastrayo nitvat. Tattu samanvayaha. So all these are Brahma Sutra Vakya. He takes the entire Upanishad corpus. He takes the entire Upanishad corpus. he has arranged the corpus into a logical order. Logic means nyaya. Right? He has arranged the entire Upanishad into a logical order. And while arranging, he has also did the samanvaya. Samanvaya means another. So here Veda says this. Here Veda says that. What is the real logic of Veda? At one point in the textbook, balloon costs 1 rupee. Another point in the textbook, balloon costs 2 rupees. What is the real cost of balloon? Say, hey, the point of the textbook is not to tell you about the cost of the balloon, but the point of the textbook is to tell you about how to add. That is what we tell, right? In the same way, in one Upanishad, Srishti happens like this. In another Upanishad, Srishti happens like this. What is the real point of Srishti? He will ask and he will answer. It is called as Nyaya Prasthara because it follows Nyaya Shastra, the logic of Nyaya, the Shastra of Nyaya. Nyaya means logic. It is called as Nyaya Prasthana. So, for any Vedanta, for any school of Vedanta, all these three has to be followed. Shruti Prasthana, Smriti Prasthana, Nyaya Prasthana. Shruti Prasthana is Upanishads. Smriti Prasthana is Bhagavad Gita. Nyaya Prasthana is Brahma Sutram. So if you take any Veda, any school of Vedanta, be it Advaita Vedanta, be it Dvaita Vedanta, be it Visishtadvaita Vedanta, all the Matakaras, all the proposers, they would have analyzed these three texts, Shruti, Smriti, and Nyaya. Shruti Prasthana, which is Upanishad, Smriti Prasthana, which is Bhagavad Gita, Nyaya Prasthana, which is Brahma Sutra. So Shruti Prasthana, who's the author of Shruti? Nobody is the author of Shruti. Right? Because it is Vedas. Smriti Prasthana, Bhagavad Gita, who has revealed Bhagavad Gita? It is Bhagavan Krishna who has revealed Bhagavad Gita. Who is the author of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavan Krishna. And where does Bhagavan Krishna gets his knowledge from? Is the knowledge opposite to Vedas? Is the knowledge complementary to Vedas? No. The knowledge is not opposite to Vedas. The knowledge is not filling the gaps of the Vedas. The knowledge is from Vedas, but tailored according to Arjuna. But tailored according to the needs of Arjuna. In Upanishad, the Sishyas are manifold. In Upanishad, the Sishyas are manifold, but one common thing is that all the Sishyas are highly spiritually evolved. But in Bhagavad Gita, on the other hand, there is only one Sishya who is Arjuna, who is not as spiritually enlightened as the Sishyas in the Upanishads. So we can relate to Arjuna in many places. Arjuna wanted to do something. Arjuna wanted to do something. He started acting towards it. But as he approaches the action, he has got problems. And now he does not want to do that. Same thing happens in our life. You want to do something. You will do all the preparatory works. But as it is going to start, you want to back off. Just for buying a house. I want to buy a house. $650,000. I have searched for 3 months, 4 months to zero in on one house. $650,000. I have seen the house. I want to sign it. I have spent lots of my effort. Not only my effort, but my family efforts have been spent. But the moment I'm going to sign the house, or just after I sign it, I will regret. It is called as buyer's regret. Whether I should sign tomorrow. I have done all the work. I spent lots of money. Escrow kalam paid. But I will have second thought. Should I buy this house or not? Should I buy this house or not? I'm switching jobs. My current job is paying well, but I'm going to go to another job. Right? I have given my papers, 3 months notice. When US 2 weeks notice, I have given. After sending the notice, I will be worrying, hey, have I done mistake? Did I do any mistake? This is what we all do in our day-to-day life. I want to buy a car, whether I have bought the right car or not. After we'll have this worry after we paid the money, which is not refundable at once. This is what Arjuna also does. He wanted to reclaim the kingdom. I'm just assuming we all know the story of Mahabharata. So I'm not going very deep into the background of Mahabharata. I have to fight because Arjuna, being a Kshatriya, he wants his kingdom back. He wanted to fight. So a war has been arranged. But the moment he entered into the war, the moment he entered into the war space, he has got problems. He's looking all the people surrounding himself. He is thinking, hey, I'm going to take the sannyasa. I'm going to take the sannyasa. And now Krishna is going to advise Arjuna what to do. So we can relate to Arjuna. All the Sishyas in the Upanishads, we cannot relate to. They will be doing meditation. They will be going to his father. He will be going to the guru and then say, okay, Nachiketas, he goes to Yamadharma Raja. And then, hey, I want 3 boons. We cannot relate to the Sishyas of Upanishads. But we can relate very well to Arjuna. When we start Bhagavad Gita, you guys will understand, hey, all these instances has happened in my life. Whatever the problem Arjuna is facing, I have already faced that in my life. And I'm pretty sure I will be facing that for several times in my life. But Krishna is giving you a solution how to act at those times. How to act at those times. That is why the Smriti Prasthana, the Bhagavad Gita, is a very, 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 very important text. So with this, we will finish today's class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti